Hello and welcome to my graduate project presentation for Enterprise Technology Seminar ICT 605, University of Wisconsin Stout, Spring 2017, with Dr. Evan Sviam instructing. In discussion with Dr. Sviam, I was provided with some basic requirements for this presentation, which are as follows. To provide analysis of 3 enterprise issues or problems. These issues were agreed upon between myself and Dr. Sviam for analysis. Comprehensively evaluate one of the 3 technologies presented. Review similarities and differences among the 3 technologies. Provide this presentation, and in doing so, also identify a solution or solutions to the main issue chosen. As you will note, the objective relates very closely to the project requirements, so rather than review that, I will present my 3 enterprise technology areas of focus, which are finding a balance between customer and or employee feedback and customer focus and vision, alleviating employee frustration with outdated equipment, software, and or improper, inadequate training, and finally the mixing of cloud and on-premise services. As I noted to Dr. Sviam in our correspondence when reviewing my project scope and objective for approval, I've had quite a bit of experience relative to customer and employee feedback, as well as outdated equipment and software and improper, inadequate training. So I chose to complete my detailed analysis on the mixing of cloud and on-premise technologies. Anyone who has ever worked in their life has likely had the opportunity to give or receive feedback from either a customer or employee in their daily activities. What we do with this information we are provided can be important in our overall business operation. Most of us are aware that listening to the customer and the employee is important not only for their validation, but also to possibly attain a new thought process or method of better accomplishing our mission. With that feedback comes a chance for us to review and reflect. In doing so, we must weigh out the information provided and decide as to whether it is helpful to our operation. Never should we take the feedback and immediately implement it into our operation without first analyzing what effect it might provide. One of the most effective ways we can benefit from feedback is to ensure we provide a response to the individual giving the feedback. While this may not always be possible, we should take every opportunity to do so. Why, one might ask? It gives us the opportunity to further educate the individual, whether employee or customer, about the mission or vision of the operation. It has been my experience that most of the issues that arise between employees and management are simply a lack of understanding of the organization's operational policies. The idea they are presenting may already be in place, or they may not be privy to some of the practices. Helping them to understand the whys and hows can only strengthen the relationship. Likewise, educating our customers can also provide them with valuable information while ensuring we work hard to retain a strong rapport. Helping them to better understand how we do business is an integral part of showing them their worth to our operation and further enhances the bond we are striving to build with them. What it ultimately boils down to is, do we provide our customers and employees with every opportunity to better understand who we are and what we do? That should always be our goal. When it comes to frustrations that I have seen with my coworkers, 2 of the biggest annoyances are poorly performing equipment and lack of training to complete the task for which they are responsible. Speaking from experience, a slow network is one of the top issues with my current operation. This not only slows my progress in completing routine tasks, but also results in a loss to my employer in the form of less productivity. On the bright side, I have become better at multitasking while waiting on the network to respond. Recently, Our operation completed a computer refresh, updating the computers we had been using for the previous 4 years. While this certainly improved our overall operation, there were some who had never used some of the new programs and services that were now offered. For instance, we now use Skype as our communication tool instead of Microsoft Communicator, which, while providing a much better platform, it also provided an issue for those that didn't know how to use it. So by simply getting everyone together on a Skype call, I was able to educate our employees across the state on the new benefits of Skype while using the very program upon which I was providing them information. Now I have folks that very rarely ever used Communicator reach out to me on Skype to discuss issues rather than send an email. So we can see how one simple training exercise can help increase productivity, give the employees greater self-assurance, and make them more knowledgeable and less afraid of new technologies. In today's computing world, we would likely be challenged to find organizations who have not at least heard of cloud technology. While some may still be resistant to change, cloud computing is quickly becoming the way of the future. In the same sense, on-premise technology has been a staple of operations for these many years, and because of that resistance to change, some are still reluctant to let go of this technology. One of the ways in which many organizations are getting their feet wet, so to speak, regarding cloud technology is the combining of cloud and on-premise technology. This allows companies to retain some of their processes on their on-premise platforms while transitioning others to the cloud for management. This can allow for greater flexibility in communication and data mobility, thus improving their overall bottom line due to the cost savings provided by the cloud utilization. One of the things I learned in researching this project is that there are various cloud platforms which, had I given it more thought, only make sense. There's the Infrastructure as a Service, or IaaS, which uses the internet to provide simulated computing. Platform as a Service, PaaS, which replaces the normal infrastructure that a company would need to perform their computing. And then there is Software as a Service, which, as its name implies, allows an operation to use the cloud for hosting the software used by the company to conduct its business. As we can see, there are many options that businesses can use to tailor their individual needs. As noted here, some will likely continue to use the public cloud, while others will benefit from a combination of cloud services. The combination of cloud services, also known as hybrid cloud, provides a more adaptable option for those operations where big data might be a part of their operation, as well as providing for redundancy, an important aspect of any company's strategy. Yet another option, and the option which initiated this research, is hybrid IT. Different from hybrid cloud in that it allows the user to use their existing network resources simultaneously with the cloud resources, where they can either choose to migrate different processes to the cloud or to the network based on the infrastructure and capabilities available locally. The combining of cloud and on-premise services allows an operation to unite their current infrastructure with cloud services, thus providing them with more maneuverability for future advancement, which for any organization should be a serious consideration. One of the big concerns with cloud technology is and has been its security. Many think of cloud services as being more vulnerable to attack or hacking, which in some instances may be true. In reality, any operation, whether cloud or local platform, is only as secure as the strategies, tools, and regulations used to protect them. By implementing these effectively, any platform can be made secure. One of the weak links in the security process is the user. Educating them in properly securing the platform, for instance, the use of multi-factor authentication, and its importance can go a long way in preventing security breaches. When we look at the similarities between each of these technologies, we can understand that they are all motivated by the needs of the organization, its employees, and the customer. For any operation to be successful, it must focus on the needs of both the customer and the employer. Thus, selecting a program that will meet those needs is important in meeting the operational goals. Likewise, the layout of an organization will determine how much it is influenced by each of the enterprises. For instance, customer service needs of an organization might identify the need for customer access to a cloud-based process, or there may be a need for more platform-based operations such as banking or areas where personally identifiable information are critical to the operation. Education is and will likely always be a vital part of any area which can influence a company's operation. None of these enterprises are exempt from that need. Successful operations rely on a training culture that allows for continuous learning. Finally, feedback is an integral part for any enterprise. Without it, organizations will fail to fully meet their business goals, as they will likely miss several opportunities for improvement. Those that use these services and processes are the ones most likely to be able to provide valuable remedies to issues that occur. Differences between these enterprises were difficult to determine. While they each are structured differently, they each play a large part in operational success of any organization. Feedback and training go hand in hand, as training only improves when an understanding of the need is attained, and that often comes from seeking out those top performers who do the work daily. When discussing combining cloud and on-premise services, each of the enterprises play a role in the successful fusion of the two entities. Knowledge of the process, providing insights to employees on the operation, and allowing them and the customer to identify its success shows that all are vital in the whole process. As with most operations, cost is a major factor in which any platform is chosen. If an organization is in its startup phase where finances are a strong consideration, cloud services can be a cost-effective option. As we discussed earlier, if the proper security policies are applied and cloud assets are used wisely, the sky is the limit. Hybrid cloud services are the way of the future because it provides the greatest flexibility. If, however, an organization already has a solid IT infrastructure and simply needs to expand, the combination of cloud and on-premise fits the bill perfectly. Their only consideration will be for future expansion as their IT assets begin to age, and whether they wish to retain the hybrid IT process. In closing, we have reviewed the various possibilities involving cloud and on-premise services. In identifying a solution, there are several questions an organization must ask before making that decision, not the least of which are budgetary and managerial in nature. In addition, researching the potential possibilities is key to identifying the option that will best fit their needs. No matter what is decided, it is critical that the organizations continue to evaluate their operation for feasibility, security, and expandability, as these are key elements to identify a successful platform. Thank you for taking the time to view my presentation. I am hoping that you gained a little better insight on the enterprises presented and the various options available when considering cloud technology. I know I certainly did.